Great.
We're going to go live here, gentlemen. Okay, good morning. This is Patrick DiOrio, Secretary of the North Canton Community Improvement Corporation. I'm going to call the meeting to order. It is May 5th, 2021. The time is 9:02 a.m. I will take the roll call. Member Alaback?
Here.
Member Boyer?
Here.
Member Zepp?
Here.
Member McCourt?
Here.
Member Nicholson? Member Nicholson?
Here.
Thank you. Member Revolt?
Here.
And Member DiOrio is speaking. I'd like to have a motion to excuse members Peters and Wilder as they had engagements that they could not break.
Revolt moves. Second, McCourt.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
That's a late aye or a late opposed?
Aye.
Got it. All right. Motion is approved unanimously. All right, so we have a quorum, so we'll move on to our agenda under new business. Under 3A, 3 items. First is property acquisition. So we had, pardon? Oh, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead of the minutes. We usually have minutes, and we have minutes this time as well. So I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes from March 24th, 2021, as submitted.
Revolt will move.
Alaback second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. All right, so back to 3A then, the property acquisition. We had talked about this previously in executive session. Of course, during that executive session, no action was taken, but subsequent to that, we have been pursuing the land banking strategy set out by us in previous meetings. And so we have before us a property that we've acquired and that we need the CIC to vote on officially and then to sign a resolution. We've done these resolutions on the other properties that we've signed, so we'll have to do it here, and then we'll work with getting in touch with all of you directly to sign the resolution. But this is for the property located on Wise Avenue Northwest, presently owned by the Shirley M. Carey Trust. So it's 3 parcels along Wise Avenue Northwest, bordering Maple. So Maple and Wise, that corner along Wise. The purchase price was $415,000 for the 3 parcels, and we're closing on that today. And we had received funding from the city of North Canton to make this acquisition. Do we have any initial questions so far on that? If not, I would look for a motion to, Mr. Boyer, would it be motion? Would you like to make the motion worded properly?
Sure. I will move to have, how should I put this? I will move to have the corporation sign a resolution concerning the acquisition of property, approving the acquisition of property located at the corner of Maple and Wise, currently owned by the Shirley M. Carey Trust.
Is there a second to that motion?
Revolt will second.
All right, any further discussion on that motion? Sorry, go ahead. Hearing none, then I will ask for a roll call vote. Member Revolt,
Yes.
Member Alabac,
Yes.
Member Zepp,
Yes.
Member Nicholson,
Yes.
Member McCourt,
Yes.
and Member DiOrio votes yes as well. Did I call everybody? I believe so. If there was someone not called, please indicate. We're running on limited hardware today. We had some technical difficulties getting established. So, very good. So that motion is approved and done. And then I want to bring you up to date on some approval on some additional repairs at 1023 North Main, and then also approval of a lease for those facilities at 1023 North Main. So at a previous CIC meeting, I had asked for authorization to do some repairs on this property at 1023 North Main to make it that we could lease it out. And the CIC board graciously gave me authorization for $10,000 to do that. Unfortunately, as is the case with a lot of renovations, certain other things were discovered in the process of our renovation requiring some additional repair. But the amount of that was an additional $15,000 involving a new furnace, and the one that was in there was an original, and the parts that we thought might be available to take care of it are not. So the 60-year-old furnace has to be replaced, and that's a result of the additional costs. We do have a tenant that is ready to go June 1st, and the lease would be for $850 a month, and they would assume, all the other utilities and grounds maintenance and that goes with it. So if that's on the repairs, if that's something that we're okay with, I wouldn't probably ask if we didn't have somebody really for sure signing a lease ready to go. But in this case, I'd ask for us to be able to finish that off so that the tenant can move in on June 1st. If there is,
Do you need a motion, Pat?
I do need a motion if the motion would be to authorize through the CIC for the secretary to administer, an additional $15,000 towards repairs.
Is it an additional 15 or up to 15? I'm sorry, I must have missed that.
We've already done 10, so it needs an additional 15. So the total,
Okay.
the total on this will end up being 25.
Okay, all right. I'll move we authorize the CIC authorize the secretary to expend an additional $15,000 for repair of the property, anticipating a lease in June.
Nicholson,
Alabac.
second.
The moved by Revolt, seconded by Alabac that I heard. Any other additional comments on that?
How long is that lease going to be? Is that a 2-year lease or?
That's a great question, Jane. And what the tenant intends to be there as long as we will let them. So what we put together is a month-to-month lease to start. And the reason is that in the event that the city is able to acquire one additional property on either side of the 3 that we now own that are contiguous, it puts us in a position where we have a project that we can move forward with on redevelopment. And that's tied into the city council doing the zoning rewrite on Main Street. And it's very difficult to get someone to come in and tell them that, theoretically, possibly, with this real estate market as it is, 90 days from now, I could end up having this place that I need. And then we would start the process of redevelopment and, architects and engineers and all that kind of stuff to do that, I might be asking these people to leave in 6 months. So with the 3 properties that we have owned there, we have put all of those 3 on that month to month because it's a special situation. In reality, this, great question though, just to further, in reality though, these individuals could be there for, another year or 2 until we're able to acquire this 4th property.
Thank you.
Yes. Any other at this time? Mr. Revolt, I believe that was a motion and a second.
That was a motion,
And is there a
inelegant,
second?
but a motion.
Alabec had seconded, so I think we're ready to have a vote then on this. We will do a roll call. Member Revolt,
Yes.
Member Nicholson,
Yes.
Member Alabec,
Yes.
Member Zepp,
Yes.
Member Diorio votes yes, Member McCourt,
Yes.
Member Boyer.
Yes.
Very good. So the final item in this section then is approval of this lease. So the lease is been drafted by our law department, has been given to the tenant to sign. Tenant has is in the process of signing that and returning it to us. In addition to their living there, they will also be running a small business there. They're a local baker. Little Chunk of Goodness is the name of the business that will be moving in there. And they presently are in a place on Main Street that they've outgrown. If you know the story on Little Chunk of Goodness, they have been growing by leaps and bounds. A lot of their, some of the product that they had made actually went viral on YouTube and became a little bit of a sensation in Northeast Ohio and a little TV spot on Channel 5 News. But so we're happy to keep them in the city of North Canton, and hopefully they'll outgrow this location and need to move into something bigger. But the lease is for $850 a month, and it is, as Jane had inquired, on a month-to-month basis. But they will assume all utilities, water, sewer, electric, gas, plus the grounds maintenance. And if that's all right, I would like a motion to approve the CIC to enter into a lease agreement for the location.
Revolt moves.
Is there a second?
Step second.
Zepp seconds. And so bear with me, we'll do a roll call vote on that.
Pat, I wonder if I could ask a question?
Oh, certainly, sir. Thank you. Member McCourt.
Are they going to bring in their equipment, of course, to do the baking and things?
Yes, they have brought in a double oven in addition to the appliances that were already there. And we've already had the electric handled on that by city folks, making sure that they have the proper, you're the electrician person, but all the proper voltage, fridge, or whatever it is that you call it, to make it all legal. And our building department has gone through from a code inspection standpoint, and everything's good there. So we've also taken into account like ventilation around this double oven unit, and putting in it. There happened to be a proper cavity in the kitchen there. It's an interesting home, but there used to be, back when this home was built, like in the 30s, 20s, whenever it was, there was like a walk-in pantry in the kitchen. This was predated refrigerators. And then as time went on, and refrigerators came around, you were able to get one, a smaller one, inside this cavity. But then as the more modern era progressed, the refrigerator wouldn't even fit in there as refrigerators got bigger. but it's perfect for a double oven, allowing ventilation, in the back and in above.
Okay, the only question I have is, if they leave in 5 months and we still need somebody to rent it for another year, do we need to have a stipulation for them to make the property whole?
Well, the issue would be with the appliance, the one appliance, the stove that they're bringing in. So they would be taking that. The stove that was there, we've retained. I've put it in storage so that I could bring it back.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Just as long as there's not major renovation and then it hinders our ability if we need to rent it again.
Very good. Yeah, haven't put in anything else that would make that difficult. We're using existing space, so we haven't made any. There's no structural modifications that have occurred here.
Right. Okay, that answers my question.
Very good. Other questions?
As long as the fire inspector's happy, we'll be happy.
There's that old saying, happy fire inspectors, happy life.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yes, and everything will, we do everything on the up and up with our inspections, and we treat it as if it's any other property, any other owner of a property. What we expect them to go through, we put ourselves through as well. If there's no additional questions or comments, then I'm going to go ahead and do a roll call vote on this motion to enter into this lease at 1023 North Main. Member Revolt?
Yes.
Member Zepp?
Yes.
Member McCourt?
Yes.
Member Boyer?
Yes.
Member Alabac?
Yes.
Member Nicholson?
Yes.
And Member DiOrio votes yes as well. That concludes our new business. Is there any old business? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
By
McCourt.
Second by McCourt. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We stand adjourned. The time is 9:19. Thank all of you
Thank
very
you.
much for part of your day.
Have a good day.